It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Good morning and welcome back. Wow. I just have to say it feels so good to do a live because I've been doing so many pre-records and, sometimes I'm like alive, but it just feels great to be back in the room with everybody who makes this channel possible and happening. So thank you guys so much. As you come into the room, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. Let's get some more eyes in the room. And today we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of New York, this kind of holiday shit show, excuse my French, but like I always say, I can't do this on my own. So with that, I'm going to bring up a very special guest who we've all grown to love so much. Welcome back, Kempire.
Hey,
Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. We just had a conversation before this, but good.
I feel like RHONY was pretty decent. I think it's getting a little bit better.
This episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me pick your brain here for a second. What did you find to be decent about it?
I think because it's a little bit lighter, we're getting some classic moments, Luanne in her element of singing. I love Christmas, so maybe that's why I'm a little impartial to this. But I felt we were kind of getting back to a little bit of a fun. And I know that's been the big critique of the show, that it hasn't been fun. And so right. I think a lot of people are probably going to feel that way about New York, because I don't think New York is over, like so many people have been saying.
So you think it got a little bit more surface level as opposed to like all the deep dives that we've been, well, because it's been a lot of deep dives into hard conversations that some people have expressed that they're kind of uncomfortable with having on a housewife show, which doesn't make it, right or wrong. I think that these conversations need to be had, but I see what you're saying. This was very cotton candy.
Yes. Yeah. But look, and then we said this multiple times in reviewing this show, those conversations were necessary, but it is good to mix it up. And look, Christmas is like the best time of the year.
I know. See, this is why, and while everybody comes in the room, I'm not paid by anyone. Hi, Ty. Hi, Amna, Susie, Patsy, Dulcinea, Laura, Julia. Hi, guys. This is something that kind of, it frustrates me and it irks me. We're hearing that the Real Housewives of New York might take a totally different time slot when they film and, when the show comes on. If that actually happens and we don't get holidays in New York, I don't want to see holidays in, like Miami or Atlanta or something. I don't want to see that. I mean, that doesn't get you excited, but I feel like New York is iconic for the holidays because it puts you in the spirit, and you can attest to this. The minute that you step foot in New York City and it's Christmas time or whatever you celebrate, you just feel it.
I think they're probably going to try and aim to at least film something for the Christmas holidays, because now with this whole Christmas song not coming out till probably this Christmas coming up. So I definitely think we might get a little bit of Christmas. I think the delays are partially because of the other cities. So I think that's also delaying New York in regards to when they're going to air it.
Okay.
They could always still film it.
All right. Well, with that, I guess I want to ask you, what was your favorite? If you had this, well, you said you liked this episode and it's starting to get your attention again. If you had to rate this episode, what would you give it? A 1 to a 10?
Because it's one of my favorites, so there's a little bit of partiality, so I have to give it an extra point. So maybe like a 7 or 8. So 7.5. There we go.
Hell no way. No hell way. No, I'm giving it like a 5.
Oh, so you didn't enjoy it?
It just didn't get me. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the cast or what it is. I'm trying so hard to like the Real Housewives of New York this season, and I think we're missing I think that's the problem. We're missing someone. Did we even see Bershawn this episode?
No,
we didn't see Bershawn at all. Bershawn went back to I don't think Bershawn lives in New York. I think we talked about this. I think Bershawn actually lives in
Potomac.
DC. Yes, I think she lives in DC, because even when she does her viewing parties, I see the Real Housewives of Potomac show up to them. So Bershawn, I'm not putting you on blast, but I don't necessarily think she lives in New York.
But even with that being said, they're filming, so why are you not in an episode? That's never a good look. They've introduced you, and now you're missing already in action, even though she was on Watch It Happens Live last night. So I noticed it at the end. I was like, oh, we didn't get any Bershawn, and she's not invited to the Black Shabbat.
And that's true. And she's showing up all over Real Housewives of Potomac, so she's doing something right, because they keep bringing her back. But again, Bershawn, no shade. I do want to talk about a few different moments that kind of got me in this episode, though. Even though it wasn't my favorite episode, there were a few of those moments, like you said, that They're still cotton candy, but they're funny. And one of those moments was, you know, when Ramona was invited to sit down at the business meeting with Sonia Morgan, and this man who just sounds like he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. This was honestly, if I had the ability as a housewife to have a big major brand, and Century 21 brought you in, and then they went bankrupt, but now Walmart's brought you in. And even though a lot of people hate Walmart, they're everywhere. So if they're selling your stuff is going to sell. You know, if I had that level, I would not have this man, no offense, running my business. And the fact that she's making $50,000 a month and she's not getting one paycheck. And he said, no, we paid her one $10,000 check and she didn't cash it. Yeah, but who gives a shit? What is she making monthly? And she only wants $5,000 of that money?
Yeah, it's a little strange, but you know what? I don't blame the man. I blame Sonia. Sonia's been doing this for a very long time, and she hasn't made money off of any of these products. And if we've seen Sonia's relationship with, you know, when Heather was trying to help her out, I blame Sonia. I think it's Sonia that's the problem, because even she invited this man over, and Ramona's coming in just sort of as her friend, and you don't have his back. You double team him, and this is your CEO of your Sonia brands. That's not a good look.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, this would be my face too if I was asking you about here's the problem. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Here's Sonia Morgan. She's getting, thank you, TamraTowels.com. We appreciate you. Here's Sonia Morgan. She's getting pissed off. Guys, go ahead and smash that like button for Sonia and her pissed off face. That's great. And then here's Ramona, and she's asking the hard questions. At the end of the day, some people are business people and some people are not. And I think that, you know, for Sonia, like you said, there's a certain level of responsibility that she needs to have here, because this is your business. But we've seen this man around for seasons and seasons. So something is not working here. Maybe it's time to get a new brand manager, CEO, whatever you want to call the guy, because you're not getting paid. Your townhouse, you have to pay the bill on that. You're talking about how expensive everything's getting and you can't keep up. Something is not clicking here. Well, and he's telling her she's going to be the next Martha Stewart.
I laughed at that. But I'm not sure. See, I hate to come down on him if it's really Sonia, because we've seen Sonia. She even lied in this episode. So I don't really necessarily trust Sonia in regards to this. He's saying that she has uncashed checks. So if she's getting paid and she's not cashing the checks, whose fault is that? And I believe that she does have checks that she hasn't cashed. Sonia, I know you need the money. And
he said 2,000 is insulting. I mean, I would be insulted. Listen, you're selling $50,000 or making a $50,000. Obviously, it's not profit, because if it was 50,000 profit, yeah, she would be making a lot more money. Which that kind of blows my mind too, because it makes it sound like if she only wants $5,000 out of $50,000, does she only own 10% of her company?
Well, there's that part of it. Sonia, like I said, Sonia's been on the show for too long not to be making money off of these different brands that she's gotten involved in. People are still waiting on the toaster. I'm like, really, people? Are you really waiting on a Sonia toaster?
Well, Bethany launched it and she was like, guys, stop waiting. I'll give you the toaster.
Well, and you know, I always thought that, you know what, Sonia should have sort of collaborated with one of her housewives, especially someone like Bethany, who she can trust. And that, you know what, she could have just been the face, and then she could have gotten a percentage and left the work up to people that she actually knows and trusts. Like Tipsy Girl should have been under the Skinny Girl brand. Why not?
I don't think Bethany would have done that.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, not necessarily that name, but if she wanted to do alcohol, why not collaborate with Bethany as opposed to people you don't necessarily know or trust?
Right. And I think also too, she has used this sort of as a story to get this mentorship and stuff. And like when she sits around and she talks to people and she's like, you know, I'm a director, I'm an artist, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm this. Like when she went down her resume or through her resume with Bethany, it was like, holy shit, you've done everything. And for Bethany gave her really great advice. She's sitting there in Bethany's board meeting with a pen, writing stuff down, but it seems like it's not really landing. And again, I think that's because some people are meant to be business people and some people, you know, are meant to do other things. Like she's apparently doing a cabaret. She's copying Luanne now, even though she did the cabaret first, I think. But Sonia, I think, is more of a creative as opposed to a business exec. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. And you know what? I get it. No one wants to deal, especially when you're creative, and you can speak to this as well, Adam. When you're creative, you don't want to necessarily think about the business side of things, but you, on some level, you have to, or you have to put the right people in place. I don't know if she's put the right people in place because obviously she's not making money over 10 years of being on this show. I don't know. And I want to see the notes she took from that brand meeting that she had with Bethany. It could have said Twiddledee and Tweedledum on it for all that we know.
I don't
I love
know.
Sonia, but let's be real.
I love Sonia too, but we also caught Sonia this episode in a lie. And that's what we made the thumbnail about. We caught Sonia in a lie. I want to see. I have the brand stuff up, but Sonia can borrow my name, not paid by anyone. Okay. Poor work ethic.
Damn.
Sonia was doing fine with her clothes lineup, but she didn't take it further. Oh, okay. I can't put that one up. Sonia wants to fail deep inside. Ooh. Toaster oven anyone. She can't even afford the place she's living in. Oh, God, these are bad. Okay, guys. You guys are messy this morning at 11 a.m. Guys, go drink your coffee and smash that like button. Messy. All right. For Sonia, she got busted in a lie because she thought, maybe she did think after, drinking a little bit of booze, maybe she thought she ended up hooking up with a hot model. And that's not what happened.
Sonia has lied to us so many times. Look,
why?
I think there's a percentage of truth in some of the things that Sonia has said over the years, like her and this and that. I do think Sonia has lived this life, but I also think she is one of those women here in New York where she's still trying to have her heyday. You know what I mean? So she feels like she's a Carrie Bradshaw of New York, and she really isn't.
Yeah, but I don't understand. The thing is it takes a lifetime to build up a reputation and just a few minutes to tear it down. If you go around and you start telling all these lies and you get caught in them, eventually you're going to have that terrible reputation where nobody believes you. And not only that, another thing that's really annoying about this to me, and I really like Sonia, but you bragging about hooking up with the model on the show, knowing that he has a girlfriend, knowing that she's going to be watching this and that could ruin a relationship when there's really no reason for it. You were just in the room and then they helped you after you passed out drunk and they had somebody come pick you up and bring you back to the townhouse. So it sounds like they were nothing but nice to her. Why the hell would you do that to somebody in their relationship? That kind of was annoying.
Well, Sonia doesn't care about their relationship.
What? That's not fair.
She doesn't care because she knows nothing happened. So she knows it's just a story. So Sonia doesn't feel like it's nothing. But this is not the first time that we've heard of Sonia allegedly. Well, I don't know if we should even say allegedly at this point because they confirmed it in this episode that people are carrying her home while she's passed out drunk.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, there's a lot of people who have been there. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Are you confessing?
No, not me. I've never been carried home. Nobody's going to carry my ass. They would just leave me on the side of the road.
Oh, Lord.
I don't have friends like that. But
damn.
I know it's
you
bad.
need new friends.
I need new friends. I know. I need friends like Giselle Bryant, who's going to make sure I can afford my bills in my townhome. That's what kind of friend I need, Robin. No, you're being shady today, Kempire.
I love how you throw me under the bus, and I haven't said a word.
Somebody's got to throw you under the bus. All right. So Sonia got caught in this lie, which is fine. But the funny thing is she's at this holiday party. She's talking about it. She's like, yes, I hooked up with him. Oh, I had caviar with the hot model. It is what it is. And here comes Luanne. And Luanne's just laughing her ass off because she's like, she lied. She simply lied. But at the same time, like you said, we were watching Luanne and she's in her element because she's doing her Merry Christmas, like deep kind of. Did you think so?
For her, she sounded good. I actually liked the Christmas song. I was like, oh, this might actually be something I add to my Christmas list.
I think it was fun and quirky, but I also like feeling Jova. I like Luanne's songs, and I think that she has
too far. You're taking it too far.
No, I'm not saying I like all of them, but I think that they're like watching her in the cabaret. I think for that element, after going to a cabaret, I think it's fun for that. Is it something like a bop I would put on the radio on my way to the beach? No, I'm not going to be like feeling Giovanni. Like that's not my thing, right?
But I might do the Christmas song. Like, I have my little Christmas music that I like to play. I might do the Christmas song just to add it to my playlist for the season.
No, I have to hear it first. I can't commit to that. But I thought it was funny though. We have Ramona who's annoying. Like she was annoying us all get out. Here she is. She's running around. She's like, I need this. She's kind of a diva in her own right, doing whatever she does. And then, Luanne is coming in and out of filming the scene. And she's like, it's cold outside. It's raining. Can you guys hurry up? And she's the one messing up her lines. And Ramona's like, she had to do it 50 times. I'm like, what kind of supportive friend are you?
I was being quite supportive. She was trying to help direct. She's like, I'm a director.
Yeah, but who asked you to be a director? And what is she a director of?
I don't know. But this is part of the reason why when people speculate that Ramona won't be coming back, because that's back on the blogs this week. I don't see it, because I think although she's problematic in a lot of different ways, she's also very funny to watch on reality TV.
Okay. No, I think so too. And I think that, she kind of has, and I can see why her and Kelly Dodd are friends, to be honest with you.
Oh, no.
No, I can, because I think that they both just don't care about being politically correct. I'm not saying I support them or what they say. I'm saying I can see how they're friends.
I didn't know they were friends.
Oh my gosh. Yes, they're like best friends. Let me see
that
if
makes
I have
a lot of sense.
Yeah. They're like best friends. They talk all the time. I'm actually dropping a video on this today, but they're always together. Here's one example. Here's another example.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Damn.
Yes.
I love when you drop receipts.
Yeah. I'm not here to play. Okay.
Wow.
And then, it's interesting because they say like Ramona. Oh, sorry. Another example.
Oh,
they say that Ramona has when she walks in and she's like, oh my gosh, look at all the servants for me. She says outlandish shit that you really shouldn't say. And Kelly Dodd has the same problem. So I can see, but also she doesn't really do anything to be too harmful on the show. She does give us good television because she's very kind of scattered. I feel like there's 10 people living in this head. There's so many things going on. And she's like, I don't know what you're doing over here. I can't do this. I have to go. Nobody's giving me attention. I don't want to do this anymore. What kind of cake is that? Is that good cake? No, I have to go to the Hamptons. It's like, this is too much. But that's why people like to watch her or hate watch her. That's what we do.
I don't know if I necessarily hate watch Ramona, but she is very classic. I mean, even after 13 years, she's still very interesting to watch. And look, I'm not one of those people that feels like, just because of her political views, she doesn't need to be on the show. She's representative, a part of what's out there. We want reality. This is a part of reality, but they do need to mix it up on this cast. They definitely need some new actual housewives on this cast.
I agree. And I think that one person, and I'm still on the fence with, and even though I posted on Instagram because I saw Countess Luanne and Leah McSweeney, they were watching my story because I tagged them, so they showed up.
Wait, sidebar. Can we just talk about how many of these Bravo celebrities are up in your stories?
Oh, hey.
Look at you.
Look at you. No, honestly, the way I go about it is usually I either message them or I just tag them if it pertains to them and they show up. But hey, they're there, but I also should give me a follow. Why are you just showing up and not following?
Give you an interview. Who cares about?
Oh yeah, and an interview. I reached out to get an interview with Dorinda Medley the other day, and I said I just want to talk about what her time off has been like, what she's up to, and her PR kind of hinted, no, we have some things in the works, so right now we're not doing any interviews. And I was like, you're coming back to the show, and you don't want to talk about anything RHONY because you don't want to mess up your chance to come back to the show. We're getting Dorinda back. I feel it in my
I definitely think that. I definitely think that we're going to get Dorinda back. I think we're going to get rid of a few of those housewives, and I definitely think they're going to bring back. I definitely see Ramona coming back, Luanne coming back, and I definitely see them bringing Dorinda because that's a core friend group. Those people are actually friends, and there's some beef between Ramona and Dorinda that needs to be, figured out.
I agree with that, and I also think that they'll bring back. I think they'll bring back Ebony. If not, I think that they will maintain diversifying the cast. Yeah. I think Ebony, I'm liking her more and more with every episode because she really is just unapologetically herself and she's not going to let anybody railroad her. So I really do like that about her because it takes a strong personality to come on these shows. Yeah. But for Leah McSweeney, I have to ask, are we changing our opinion or are we sticking with it? Do you like this look?
That's a better look, far better than some of her other looks.
All right, Leah, look at you pulling out the fashions for the rabbi.
I enjoyed her look at the video shoot. I'm glad she didn't bring up the whole legality situation. Well, she kind of did, but.
Well, technically Luanne did, and then she just chimed in on it. But okay, that's a question. You come from corporate America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the music world.
And the music world. Guys, smash that like button for Kempire and his corporate America. But in the music world, do you think that Leah has a good point with what she's asking? Or do you feel like she's just reaching for a storyline and it's really kind of annoying because at the end of the day, all of the girls are, agreeing to do so. But I think Leah kind of thinks, I don't give a shit what all of the girls are agreeing to do. I'm trying to protect me, and I want to know what's going on with this. But Luanne has really no answers.
I mean, she has a point legally wise. However, we have to remember, you have a line in a song. You didn't write or produce the song. So technically, how much money would you get from the song if it really did make any money? Rihanna,
Cardi B's getting $500,000 for a verse.
But she's written that verse, allegedly. So
okay,
at the end of the day, she wouldn't make much money from it anyways. But I get what she's saying, but you can sign something afterwards. Her just being annoying is just her being annoying. Look, there's not a lot of money in the music world. Rihanna was just named a billionaire today, and most of that money is not from music. It's from her other brand deals.
Right. No, and Rihanna was so smart to go with Fenty. But that's another topic. But
not really, because she tweeted about Leah last week.
I know, but listen, I think she's supportive. I think Rihanna is just a Real Housewives fan. Like, I feel like she really is a fan. And, that it doesn't surprise me that she's a fan of the show, really, because I feel like there's so many major celebrities, mainstream celebrities, who are fans of these shows, because it's kind of a check out of what's going on in my life and watch a bunch of people kind of get drunk and act silly. Like, that's normally what it used to be, at least. We're not really getting that so much. But speaking of acting silly, there's one thing that was really, maybe not silly, but this isn't a nice word, but kind of stupid. Oh. Who brings a dog to a music video shoot? Unless said dog was supposed to be brought in for the music video. So she's trying to film this music video, and all of a sudden this dog is running around, and it's getting in the shot. She's not taking control over it. Silly.
Well, no? That's Leah. That's Leah. It worked though for Leah's shot, because I feel like having the dog as she walks in with her bag. I thought it worked for the shot, but you already know that your dog misbehaves. It's not a well-trained dog. But bringing it to a professional. First of all, you're shooting the show and you're shooting a music video. That just seems obnoxious. But this is in line with who Leah is.
Okay. Okay, we'll give that to her. So
I know Leah must hate me. It's okay.
Yeah, Leah probably does hate you.
But mutual.
Maybe her brother might not hate you.
Oh, the brother, he's popular so far.
He is popular. And then she last night was going on and boasting about him, how he walked runway in Paris and how he did a Givenchy show. And apparently he's a little hot commodity now after appearing on the show. People really like him. And she even said last night, she's like, sorry, I'm just bragging about my brother for a second. This is what he's done. He has no social media. And yes, he has a girlfriend that I love so very much. We're like, okay, the fans just stopped watching.
Well, I also think everyone in Leah's family is more interesting than Leah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Sarah's more interesting than Leah?
I've said that multiple times. Have you been listening to me, Adam?
Well, sometimes I stare into the camera and then I'm Ramonaing what's going on.
Ramona doesn't even know the name of Sonia's dog. I was like, I know the name of Sonia's dog.
Yeah, but that's just a bad friend. That's not anything. She's like, I don't pay. Sometimes I can't. Actually, that goes back to me. I think that there really are. There's like 10 people going on up there. So she has a lot going on. Give her a break. You might think that like working 9 to 5 is a thing in the day and like, oh, I'm tired. I feel like there's 10 people up there working 9 to 5 in the same 24 hours. There's a lot of shit going on.
What was Ramona? What deal was she? I immediately thought that she was talking about her cameo receipts when she was on the phone during the video shoot. I was like, she's talking about her cameo.
Well, when she said how many checks,
yes,
I was thinking that too. What could that have been about?
I don't know. I wish she would have clarified. They didn't even address it during Watch What Happens Live either.
Well, she got annoyed though. She said, "No, this is business," and like told the camera people, like, "Get out of here."
I don't blame her.
She does. I think Ramona has a little bit more control than what we think.
Oh, without a doubt. When it comes to her business, Ramona she is a business person. And I'm glad she showed up during Sonia's meeting, because I do think that her CEO, Sonia's CEO, needs to know that people are looking at what he's doing, including us.
Well, you might think that, but Miss Dan Star says Ramona is a horrible friend.
I agree. She is a horrible friend.
Oh, okay. So she was just a good friend in that moment.
She has her moments. She has her moments, especially when it comes to business, because I think very much like all of us, we want to see Sonia win at least once.
Okay, that makes sense.
Some money.
That makes sense. And before we start taking on callers, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link and see if anybody wants to join in the conversation. If you guys want to, you're more than welcome to. Ebony K. Williams finding out that her sister is not actually her sister. How did you feel about this? Because this was raw.
Yeah. I think you know what it is. I was sad for both of them because I think they thought they were getting some sort of clarity. You know, Ebony has said that she has no family, but now there's a big mystery. Then who's her father? Then her father actually is alive, possibly. So maybe setting us up for season 2 of Ebony and finding her father.
Maybe, and she's hiring a geneticist.
I think it's good. It's a good thing. I'm always shocked when these particular situations come up, and then when the result is, oh, this isn't your father. And then I'm like, oh, damn. Then who the hell is the daddy?
Yeah, no, honestly, you guys know my situation with Pops, and you know when I did my ancestry DNA kit, I just wanted to find out my ethnicity because I had people my whole life. Everyone would tell me, Adam, you're Spanish. You're not just white, you're Spanish. And I'm like, I don't know what I am because I never really actually knew. And then my mom sometimes would joke and she'd be like, that's not your dad. And my dad would be like, I'm going to choke your mom. Oh, that better be your dad. And I got the DNA results back and dad is my dad. Mom is my mom. And I am not Spanish. So there was a lot to learn. And I also found out that I had a whole other family. So really this DNA journey for everybody is completely different. You just never know. You really don't. And it's exciting, the journey, but it's even more exciting getting the results. Sometimes it's not, though.
I sometimes wish I was adopted. I'm sure everyone's going to want an update on Pops. How's Pops doing?
So I saw Pops yesterday. We were supposed to do an Ancestry DNA promo the other day, and then I ended up going over yesterday and doing the Ancestry DNA promo. And they tried it. You have to tell your story within 2 minutes. And within the 2 minutes, like Pops started going on and he was like, you know, when I went to Vietnam, I said, no, you just used 90 seconds. And he's like, well, this is stupid. And I'm like, okay, but it's 2 minutes. That's not how this works. And he's like, okay, let's do it again. And we start doing it again. And we did like 11 takes. And then he would start going on and say, well, this. And I'm like, Pops, cut. That's 70 seconds. Like, that is too much. And he's like, why are you cutting me? I'm like, oh, we have to talk about this, Pops. So I had to let him go take a smoke break. He had a cigarette. He was, I know. He had a cigarette. He went outside. And then we kind of just reprocessed how we're going to do this. And then we ended up getting one really good shot that lasted 1 minute and 55 seconds. So now I'm sending it in. And he seems good, though. He's healthy. He's getting his stuff shipped from California. The only one thing about that he's not happy about right now is he doesn't have a car. So he feels like he's relying on everybody, but everyone's telling him you shouldn't be driving. So he has like this independence that he's not going to let go of.
Oh man.
And he found a gator in the pool.
Oh my, I think I did see you post about that somewhere. I can't remember where. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a part of Florida I can't mess with. Y'all
Nope.
can have that.
There was a baby gator found in the pool and he goes outside. And guys, we're going to bring up, start bringing people up. Don't forget to smash that like button. But Pops goes outside and there's these massive sandhill cranes. They stand about like 5 feet tall. And he goes, ah! And all of a sudden you see like this flock of birds fly across the lake because he goes out there and feeds them. And they know and they dance for him. They do all kinds of crazy shit. And I'm like, what is happening? Pops is like, yeah, those are my birds.
He's living his best life.
He's living his best little Florida life. But all right. Shall we bring up Sonia Kempire? What are you saying, Miriam? Here we go. Hi, Miriam. Sonia can borrow my name.
Sonia can borrow my name. She's not paid by anyone. She's the epitome of that.
Oh my gosh. You're shadier than we are. How have you been, Miriam?
What?
I said, how have you been?
Oh, good. Yeah, busy. It's kind of like a lot's happening. My son is about to go to college, so there's that, and work picked up. So
Kempire and I were just talking about this. Everybody's so busy. Everybody has so much going on. And Kempire, if you see him, he has shorts after shorts after shorts. Like then he's doing his videos. Things are happening. He's changing his backgrounds. He's exhausted over here.
He needs to change his name from Kempire Daily to Kempire by the minute.
Kempire. Wow.
He really keeps us updated by the minute.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So back on brand with RHONY. Miriam, if you had to give us your opinion on this episode, were we here for it or did you think it was a snooze fest?
I was here for it. I missed Bershan. I did.
Okay.
I feel like she should have been included in the video because I don't know if they knew that she was a friend of the show then. I think New York is different.
Right.
Unless they knew already that she was a friend, that is another diss. The only thing I love Ebony. She's perfect in my eyes, in my book. She's everything I would aspire to be. But I really didn't like when she excluded Bershan from the Black Shabbat. And I feel like, especially when, what's her name, Leah, couldn't make it, this was an opportunity that she had, if that was the true reason.
I didn't even think about that, but that's a good point.
Yes. So I didn't like that at all. That's the only thing that I would hope. If I were, what's her name? Like, no, if I were Ebony, that would be my regret.
Okay.
To be consistent to what she's portraying, which I feel at all times, she's very genuine. I never got the vibe that she was being like lying or like fake, other than at that moment. That moment was the black spot for me. So
and Bershan said that hurt her feelings too.
And it's,
I mean, what did that hurt your feelings?
I mean, yeah.
When Candice didn't invite Ashley Darby to the pajama party, and she's like, "Oh, I forgot."
About that.
That's another topic, but we'll save that for next week. But I'm saying, like, how do you're just at that point, you're being mean. You really are. And you know you're going to get a reaction. You're not forgetting about these people. You can totally add an extra seat to the table. You're excluding someone. It's not cute.
I mean, I think I've probably been more hurt that I was excluded from this week's episode because I know I didn't get a paycheck.
And then added to Watch What Happens Live.
I think they are bringing her to Watch What Happens Live yesterday was like a makeup, because Bershan, she's been liked. She is. With all her messiness, I love her. I love her. I love the way she took ownership and she apologized. It seemed so genuine. I love Bershan. So I'm so glad that she was in Watch What Happens Live. And just to have a Black woman really be friendly with Ramona, that's great. She vindicated, like, she was what made Ramona endearing yesterday. Because Ramona, for me, she's expired from the show. Oh. She shuts down conversations she doesn't want to be part of. I don't like that. I don't like when people shut me down. I really don't like that. And she thinks she's ruling the show, and she's not. She's one of the cast. Ramona, if she works, it's because of her interactions with Luanne, with Sonia. It's never because only herself. So she needs to bring it down a little bit. And since you brought up Candice just proved that she didn't change and that she didn't grow by not inviting Ashley, because Ashley wasn't gonna be able to go, so it was the perfect cop out. I'll invite her, do what's right by the book, and storyline, because she's gonna give birth. But then again, twice she proved that she's still the same person. Wow. When she didn't invite Ashley, and when she expected Karen to apologize to her for what? For being a good friend to both people in the argument.
And she slammed Ashley for using auto-tune on Coffee and Love. And
I
heard the music, and I don't know. I'm not in the music biz. That's Kempire's lane. Okay.
No, but
I could have sworn I heard a little auto-tune.
No, there's definitely some auto-tune in there.
It's true. She's just the same. Show us that you grew with your house.
Dr. Wendy Osefo showed us that she grew.
She's the same person. She's the same person. And, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because she has, being still on the show, she has that chance to revamp. So, like I said on Vampires Live, I feel like if we were to name Potomac season, everybody's trying to revamp or rehab their persona or their image. And it's not working. The MVP there is Mia, period. She's carrying the show. She is. Wow. With all her lies, with her pretending to be like dumb, she's as smart as a fox. I love her. And I love G.
Okay. Well, I want to ask one more question when it comes to Ramona. Back on Real Housewives of New York. God, we have to get on a Potomac together. Real Housewives of New York. Ramona, last night Andy Cohen was asking her, do you apologize? Oh, they played a game, right? Do you apologize for this? Do you apologize for this? And one of the things that he asked her, aside from her not wanting to attend last night for a Lady Gaga concert, name a Lady Gaga song, which was so ridiculous to me.
Candice moment. She couldn't sing the song.
See, but he said to her, he said, do you apologize for your behavior at the Black Shabbat? And she's like, I don't remember what I did. And he was like, you lived it, sweetie. And Andy Cohen is shady too. Of course we know that. But when he said that to her, do you apologize? I'm like, she just kind of, from what we're seeing in the teaser, she was like, I'm going to leave because no one's giving me any attention and nobody's listening to me. But I wonder if there's more to it, if it was a bigger scene than what they gave to us.
I mean, I hope so. I think they're scrambling and re-editing some of these episodes. I think that's part of the reason why they've pushed back the reunion, because I think there's certain things that maybe they edited out that they want to bring back up. So I'm before I even have judgment, I want to see the entire scene. But you notice during that conversation when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she said she doesn't regret the whole Brooklyn Bridge scene with Bethany, even though she regretted it in a couple of seasons ago.
I mean, yeah, she flip-flops. And did she not regret calling Luanne Luman?
That was classic, though. I still giggle when I hear that.
My all-time favorite moment of Real Housewives of New York.
I know, but you still should apologize. It's not nice.
I lived.
Call her Big Bird. Call her something else that talks about her size or stature, something. But Luman?
No, it was perfect. I know. And then look, I understand it's not politically correct, but I can still hear her voice saying it. And it came out of nowhere. And I was just like, oh, damn.
That was the best ever.
And that's the thing, too. Like, when people start hating on Ramona, and mind you, again, there's a lot of people who do not like Ramona and a lot of people who love to hate watch her. And she does say and do some ridiculous things sometimes. But if you think about her over the last 13 seasons, she's also given the fans a lot of moments to talk about. And so is Sonia, and that's part of the reason she's around. And really, so is Luanne. So you can kind of see from that perspective, not saying it's great, but you can kind of see from that other perspective as to why these women are kept around, because I don't think they're looking at it season by season. I think they're looking at the whole scope of what they've brought over the years. Yeah. And sometimes I would think sometimes, someone has a bad season and that might not be their season. And for this season, that might be Leah.
Last season too.
Leah gave us a lot last season. She just that was with the bottle. So if she goes back to the liquor store and picks up the bad habits and stays away from the rabbi, then we might get a different Leah. However, that is not the Leah we're getting right now.
Leah's not getting a third shot. I'm sorry.
You don't think so?
Something about what is the lie that you needed to make a poll about? I think Ramona was lying about the Lady Gaga tickets.
Really?
Yes, because of the rumors we were hearing about, like she doesn't want to talk about the deep issues, the deep-rooted issues in the reunion, this and that. I think she tried to avoid to go to work, on Watch What Happens Live, and she used that as an excuse. Clearly, she's not the Lady Gaga fan.
Well, they allegedly don't get paid. That I've heard this over the years. Like they get paid to come on Watch What Happens Live, right? And they get like the free glam and everything like that. But I think they get paid less than like $1,000 for their appearance, which for the women, like if you think about when they go to these different events and some clubs and stuff like that, they're commanding well over $1,000 for an appearance. So I think this is really just like don't forget, this is the hand that feeds you. When we call you to guest on Watch What Happens Live, you need to be here. This is a part of I'm sure it's somewhere in the contract that you have to.
I don't know if that part is necessarily in their contract. I think Watch What Happens Live, they do it because it helps promote the show, but I don't know if that's necessarily in their contract.
You wouldn't think that it would be in there as like there's certain like you need to be a part of the Twitter conversation during the show, like live. You need to be having these conversations. And for Watch What Happens Live, we have so many appearances. Actually, so many appearances that you're expected per season. You don't think that?
No,
I think the other elements in regards to the promotion of the show, doing the Twitter, doing things like that, it is, but I don't think it's necessarily guaranteed. And it's very the reunion. She definitely has to show up. The whole rumor about her not showing up for the the reunion. I didn't believe that because I know she's not going to get paid if she doesn't show up.
She would be Adrienne Maloof.
I think it is part promoting the show and coming to watch what happens live is part of the show. Is part of like the contract, and they get paid because blogging is part. So many times we heard housewives say, well, I have to write a blog about the show and promoting the show. And if you guys noticed, every time they come to watch what happens live, it's really the housewife at the core of the conversation. And I feel like bringing Ramona yesterday was intentional because of what she has been doing, trying to shut down a topic of conversation in the reunion, which she is famous about. Remember when the first cheating rumors surfaced about her ex-husband, and she didn't want to talk about it, and she kept telling Andy, next question. So she thinks she can do it. I truly believe there is truth to all the rumors that she's trying, but I think it got to a point that Bravo is realizing that they're giving the housewives too much leeway. So
you think that was their way of bringing her on to shut down the rumors, like by Andy asking her and not addressing it?
By Andy asking her, it was a shady question. And just by, even when they made I hate to bring up on the other, like Potomac again, but by making all the housewives go to or include Karen, that's another move that Bravo is showing. You housewives don't get to say who is included and who isn't.
Right.
So I think at least it's showing across the board that they are using at least this as a unified procedure, which I hope they get their HR procedures together and rules. But I think, yes, she was trying to say that she's going to walk out of the reunion if they talk about racism and so forth. I totally believe that. That's.
But you're not, and that's the thing is like you're not the producer. But also, I think we've talked about this before. I feel like the housewives should be contractually obligated. Listen, if you're taking the paycheck, especially at Ramona's level, and she deserves that paycheck after 13 seasons, right? She's put in the work and she's made this help contribute to making this franchise what it is. And when people think of Real Housewives of New York, Ramona is one of the people they think of. But you're making this big paycheck. I don't think you should really get too much of a say-so as to what goes on and who has to film with who and who you don't want to film around. I feel like if you're signing the contract, you can't, like, I can't go to work. Like, say when I was 16, I worked at Winn-Dixie. I hated this kid he was doing the same thing across from me. He was a cashier and he used to always make fun of me. And I was like, I don't want to work with this guy. And I remember going and asking my manager, can you please put us on a different schedule? And she was like, no, that's not how this works. And I was like, oh shit, I tried, but same thing.
I think even like her dress code, it seems like she looked gorgeous, Ramona. She did. But it wasn't what she usually wears.
Yeah, so but she said it was because it was a friend.
The last minute thing that she had to cave in. And this is how she came to the reunion wearing like a kaftan-like dress. It looked gorgeous. I feel like she should have fixed the fitting on top a little bit because it wasn't fitting her well when she was sitting down. But it was shady of Andy bringing her and asking her, and much needed shade. We needed that.
I don't think it was shady. I think it was more like, I think they knew what they were doing in order to have her in an indirect way come on and address that so they could put it to bed. Because I feel like a lot of people were blaming Ebony for that rumor and thinking that Ebony, because there was so much speculation that Ebony was trying to take Ramona out of the game. And I think this was their way of being like, okay, everybody back off. Like this is kind of, we're going to address this in like this way. I feel like that's what that was.
Ramona during Watch What Happens Live said she originally thought it was Leah. I think she still thinks it's Leah.
Yeah,
probably. But also I wouldn't be surprised if it were Leah.
It's definitely Leah.
I think it's like, hi Leah.
Is Leah in here?
No, I don't know.
Oh, I was like, hi, Leah.
Oh, Lord.
All the housewives' eyes are on you, Adam. You know that. I've been telling you every day.
Well, my eyes are on them too. Actually, I was doing a story the other day on Noella Bergner because I'm excited to see what she brings to Orange County. And I was like, let me go look her up really quick. And so I look her up and it says follow back. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't know that. At least I got a follow from somebody.
I like her so far.
I had to give Lisa Barlow some shade yesterday because she's like, heart, 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 thank you. And I was like, thank you.
Oh, she follows me.
I don't do this for, does she follow you?
She's wonderful. I have from the house.
She better be following me.
I have interactions with Sonia, but Lisa, I don't know which account she follows me, if it's my personal one or if it's my not paid by anyone, but we always talk. You know, when the season was going and the reunion, oh my God, we were talking on a daily basis, me and Lisa. I love that.
Okay, she follows me, so she's off the hook.
Yeah. So Jen Shaw, at some point she followed me, but I unfollowed her. It's too much messiness. I can't. I have to be consistent with my principles.
I have to do the videos on this stuff, so Jen Shaw will never follow me again.
And some housewives, they're down to earth. You know, they know who.
Well, yeah, because you're catching them first season.
It pays back. You know,
they have to be humble their first season, and then all of a sudden, their second season, they come back with new everything, and then they're selling candles. Then you're never going to get them to follow you.
Sonia, she replies when you comment on her posts. At least for me, whenever I reply, I get either a like or a reply from her.
Sonia's good about that too. Bethany's not good about it, and I haven't really ever gotten a response from Dorinda. Heather Gay will look at your stuff, but I'm still waiting for a follow from her. Mary Cosby, after I did the interview with her family member and he was going in, I know I'll never hear from her. And Jen Shaw, I know for sure. And I've never said anything bad about Jen Shaw, but Kempire, you know how this works. We still have to cover this stuff.
Yeah.
By talking about it, you're just automatically, they're like, I can't stand you. And Erica Girardi, there's no freaking way. I feel like
she's watching though.
Oh,
my thing is though with Jen Shaw, you don't want her to follow. You don't want a possible criminal following you.
Of course. Not only her, like there's a lot of them. Like,
well, I'm sure like out of the thousands, how many followers do you have on Instagram, Kempire?
Which one?
on one, what is your followed Instagram?
Say it again.
What is which Instagram do you have like the most followers for?
Kempire Daily. I think I have like 50-something thousand.
50-something thousand. Okay. So I only have 16,000 followers, and you know I'm not like that active with my posts. I need to get more active with my posts on Instagram. We've talked about this, but I feel like out of the 16,000, you have to have like some sort of criminal in there. So why not? If you know what I mean? Like there's got to be somebody in there who's done something wrong or been to jail. Charged. So why not? If you have an alleged criminal, why not make them a housewife and have them on there? I don't know.
I didn't know you were going this way. I hope the 58 that I have, none are criminals.
Do you know all of them?
No.
Okay,
but they're very nice.
You can't say that. You can't say that. But
no, 58 on Instagram. No, on YouTube is different. But
Susie Gross just made a good point. By the third season, they look like completely different people. Hashtag plastic surgery. Not all of them, but Dulcinea up and Adam, don't you just love Miriam? LOL.
I love you back, Dulcinea.
Yes to the criminals. No, Adam. Sorry, angelically, Angela. And, you know, what was I going to say? Damn it. Oh, not all of them look different, but they definitely get glow ups. I was just looking at Dorit's before and afters, and I was like, Dorit has a bad habit. Let me tell you what it is. Okay. And I'm not on stand up over here, but I'm just giving you my opinions. Dorit first went out and adopted 10 different. Is it a dialect? Is it what is it?
Yeah.
Accents.
Accents. Thank you. Gosh, I was having a brain, you know. So she's adopted 10 different accents, and now she's adopting a few different faces. So she's going, and now she's kind of transforming herself, which she looks beautiful, but she does not look like the same Dorit. And then, you know, we've heard where the housewives, they get things done, and Kyle Richards was open about her nose job, and we've seen where one of our former OGs said, you know, keep your new nose out of my business, which I was like, oh, that's Those are the classic housewife, like that
Yeah.
shadiness. I love the English shade too. Not like English like the way I'm talking English, but the hello, like that English.
English humor.
Yeah, English humor. Because man, I had a friend John, and he was just such a shady ass, and I never kept up. I didn't know what he was saying half the time, and then he would look at me, and it would take me 30 seconds to process, and he'd be like, "Are you slow?" And I'd be like, "That's rude. You can't talk to me like that." But he did, and I was okay. Anyways, we're getting off topic, guys. We have 400 in the room. Go ahead, smash that like button. We're gonna go ahead and call this because Kempire has somewhere to be, and we're sending Kempire all the best.
I love you throwing me under the bus.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
This is my bus, and I'm throwing you under it. Okay. And then for Sonia can borrow my name, Miriam.
Oh, she can. Oh God.
Thank you.
On the phone. I do everything on the phone. I'm such a fan of yours, guys. I don't have your equipment.
That's okay. We like the phone.
Yeah. So can we say one more thing? Can I ask you a question? Do you think Leah's brother is cute? I thought so.
I thought he was a good-looking guy.
And I love their interaction. I think Leah should be a total package. Her and her family, not her alone.
No, we're done with Leah.
No.
I think she's coming back, though.
Mm-mm.
Rihanna is following her.
If she comes back, they would have to bring Dorinda back because they clicked, I think, the most. And that would be an easy way to have her back. But I don't know. And I think Dorinda will get along really good with Ebony. I feel like she's going to rip into Ramona and Luanne because both of them have vocally said, well, when you talk, it's vocally anyways. But both of them have said, her not being there has made much lighter when they're filming. So Dorinda is sitting back and she's listening to all of this. And when she comes back, she's going to come back just like Tamra Judge when they were all talking crap about her. And she's like,
Dorinda in the video.
Amna Khan, thank you so much for the super chat. Big Red, great video. Big Red, we miss you. I miss you, Big Red. Dear Dana, thank you so much for being in here. And I miss you as well. Guys, thank you to all of the mods in here. I know that sometimes I lose my mind and I'm getting off here and I don't say that enough. So thank you guys to everybody modding. I really appreciate you. And with that, we're going to give you a monologue. Kempire?
You guys can follow me on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more.
Yeah,
you've shortened that.
He did.
Yeah, he's shortened that.
You can also subscribe to my podcast where you get shady thoughts on everything and everyone.
And I'll go double check and make sure, guys, that we have the links inside of the description of this video. I might have, because I copied and pasted this one, it might not be in there. But if not, within the next 5 minutes, I will make sure you have a link to Not Paid by Anyone on Instagram and then also Kempire. And Miriam, thank you again so much. Do you want to tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram in case they didn't just get it from me?
Yeah, I just wish Dorinda was in the video. That video is nothing without Dorinda.
Listen, I wish I had $1 million, but that's not coming true. So she's not in the video. It's a dead dream. Let it go, Miriam.
Let it go.
Honestly, she should make her own Christmas music video at the Berkshires at Bluestone Manor. She'd be like, no, I'm not going to sing. Okay. All right.
God.
Thanks, guys, for watching. And if you haven't, smash that like button. Miriam, where can we find you on Insta?
Not_paid_by_anyone.
I just realized you're only saying 4 words, and it takes as long to say it as Kempire's monologue.
I am not as he has a ring going on. I have to practice. I have to up my game. That's it.
Okay. Well, we all need to up our game, so I like that. You can always do better. We can do better. All right, guys.
We can do better.
We'll see you next time, and tomorrow we'll be live talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're going live with Zach Peter from Unfiltered with Zach on his podcast. He's going to be dropping some more Girardi stuff. Just when I think that it doesn't stop, it just keeps going. Honestly, just as much as you guys, I can't wait for all of this to come to an end because I'm tired of talking about it. But also, if I don't talk about it, somebody else is going to talk about it anyway. So might as well just talk about it. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.